Um, 5 years. 5 years. And you're fit 14.
14. Yeah.
All right. So tell me um, what is camp about like for you? What is it like here? How is it different from other places?
Camp for me is about like connecting with my cello mostly. Like at a lot of other camps, they work at on technique, and we work on that here as well. But I feel like here we work on connecting with it and just in general like learning about life and how to apply things we learn on the cello to life situations as well.
Cool, cool. Yeah, no, that's good. So then, what would you say? Like, what kinds of things would you say are sort of applicable from the cello to life that you've noticed, or like, have you noticed? Let me phrase this back. What have you felt has helped you as a person in your life coming out of camp?
Oh my god. Let me think about the questions for a sec. 'Cause I don't know. I don't know. I gotta think about it.
That's all right. That's why we're just.
I'm not
kinda
good
getting-
at answering questions like automatically. Like,
Yeah,
ooh,
you are. You're doing great. You're so good. I'm also not phrasing them particularly well.
It's
But
okay. No, I. Okay, wait.
let me be more specific for you. Let me try and give you a more specific question. So, is there anything that you have been have had trouble with emotionally in your life, and then you've come to camp and gained some insight around?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Um.
Let's just talk about um, what it was like. Instead, let's talk about what it was like for you the first year you came versus this year.
Okay.
What are some of the differences?
The first year I was here, I was a lot younger, so I didn't understand Suzanne's talks as much, and it was shorter, and we didn't have as many counselors. But this year, I'm older, and I understand what Miss Suzanne is saying, and we have a lot more counselors that I spend a lot more time with, and it's just I think learn a lot more now that I can take it in as I'm older.
What do you say your relationship with your cello is like?
I think sometimes I think of it as like just part of me, my cello as part of me, um, which I think this camp has helped a lot with. When we talk a lot about how we want to become one with the cello here, and we do that like in meditation. We'll talk about becoming one with our awareness, and we do the same with our cello. We become one, like it becomes our arm, basically. Just flows right out of us.
This is good stuff. This is good. I should probably just start recording. Can I start? Um, how do you feel this camp compares to other camps or like music camps or places you've played your cello before, in terms of like competitiveness in particular?
This camp is a lot different from others, whereas like camps like Interlaken, Blue Lake focus more on like competing with your peers. We work on more like working together as a whole. Like we have chamber music and we have like just improv where we have to listen to each other and bounce back ideas, and it's like more of an accepting environment. Like I'm not embarrassed if I mess up in chamber music. I'm encouraged by my peers to work harder, and we just were more like a family rather than two cellists sitting next to each other trying to play the piece better than one or the other.
Do you feel like that? What are some of the more fun things that we do at camp?
At camp, some of the fun things we do, we go to the lake a lot of the time. We swim. We get to.
What are our evening activities like?
Oh yeah, we get to in the evening we sit around the campfire and we have activities. Like a couple nights ago, we did a compliment circle where each person gave a compliment to every person in the group and gave them like a little bead on this string, and it was really sweet and everyone was just really happy. And
Now you're already spoiled because you get to eat all of the food. You get to eat good food because your mom cooks here. But what's your favorite meal at camp?
I think my favorite meal at camp is the macaroni and cheese because it just warms my belly and makes me happy. And
What would you say is the most? What would you say is like the most interesting or unusual meal that we have at camp?
I think the most interesting meal that we've had at camp is the risotto with the beets and the salad that we had. But that was really good. It had mushrooms on it, and yeah, it's different than normal.
Good. Do you feel like you've made friends at camp?
I think everyone is friends at camp basically. Like, as soon as you're thrown in here, thrown in here, that sounds weird. Let me just start acting like the way I worded that. Thrown in here. Yeah.
Do you make friends here at camp?
I think as soon as you get here, everyone becomes friends pretty quickly, just because of how closely we work together and how much of a positive environment it is. There's no one here who really hates another person, even if everyone isn't your favorite person in the world. I think we all get along pretty well and have each other's backs.
What's it like to meditate at camp? Does it feel, can you describe what the morning is like, I guess, from when you wake up until you start to have chamber groups?
The morning here at Chelachan is a lot different from other places because we're not allowed to talk until 10 o'clock, which is interesting. Actually, I look forward to it sometimes because you get to have your own thoughts and you don't have to communicate with others. And while meditating is kind of sounds daunting at first, it's come to become something I look forward to in the mornings because of how relaxing it is and how at peace I feel.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I learned so much about you guys and these things. It's fantastic. Is there anything else you'd like to describe or mention about Chelachan Woods that is important to you or especially fun, or that has helped you with your cello?
I think what I enjoy most about Chelachan is just the fact that we get to learn a lot of things from many different teachers, and they all have their own perspectives, which really helps with my cello playing a lot of the time because one teacher might help me with my rhythm, and then another will help me with my intonation, and then one might help me with the musicality of a piece. And so all the teachers come together and kind of help me make my piece feel more better. That's
I like it. It's got character. One more question for you. What's it like working with Suzanne in lessons and classes and in your lessons that you used to have with her too?
Miss Suzanne's a really good teacher. She always has something to say to any problem that I have. If I'm working on my bow hand, she'll teach me a new way to hold it so that it feels better in a certain position. Or if I'm working on shifting, she has many good techniques that work. So maybe she'll have one technique that we try, and if it doesn't work, then she'll have two others that I can try that will work better for me. So she finds a way to teach anyone anything that they are they are capable of.
Awesome. Thank you, Zoe. You may